From sweeping political moves to shocking global developments, today's top stories will keep you on edge. The U.S. government takes a bold step in education. Military spending faces a major shakeup, and troubling conflicts emerge in space. Meanwhile, a world leader survives a deadly attack, and California's budget crisis deepens. Plus, Harvard expands free tuition, and Elon Musk's government agency faces a legal roadblock. Stay tuned, this is the news you need to hear. President Donald Trump has officially signed an executive order aimed at dismantling the Department of Education. The directive instructs the Secretary of Education to take all necessary steps to shut down the department and transfer its responsibilities to state and local governments. The administration argues that federal oversight has created inefficiencies and bureaucratic hurdles, preventing students, families, and educators from making the best decisions for their communities. The executive order maintains certain federal education programs, such as Pell Grants and Title I funding, but reassigns them to other federal agencies. Any remaining federal education funds must comply with laws preventing illegal discrimination and restricting DEI programs. Supporters of the move, including Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, applaud it as a necessary step to return education to local control. Meanwhile, critics, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, warn that it will severely harm public schools and increase property taxes. In another development, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has announced the cancellation of over $580 million in Department of Defense contracts and grants, citing wasteful spending. Terminated projects include an over-budget human resources system, consulting contracts with firms like Gartner and McKinsey, and multiple diversity-focused initiatives. Defense stocks for companies like Booz Allen Hamilton and Kasai International saw notable declines following the announcement. Hegseth credited the Department of Government Efficiency for identifying unnecessary expenditures, estimating that their collaboration has already saved over $800 million. Some concerns have been raised regarding potential conflicts of interest, as DOG is linked to Elon Musk, a major U.S. defense contractor. However, the administration has downplayed these concerns, ensuring that safeguards are in place. Meanwhile, a top U.S. military official has disclosed a rise in adversarial activities in space, including satellite dogfighting. General Michael A. Getline warned that China and Russia have broken a long-standing informal agreement not to interfere with each other's space systems. According to Getline, adversaries have deployed satellites with grappling arms capable of seizing or towing other satellites and have engaged in shadowing U.S. assets in orbit. He also expressed concerns about the potential weaponization of space, stating that discussions regarding nuclear capabilities in space have become more frequent. In world news, Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has survived another assassination attempt in Mogadishu. A roadside bomb targeted his convoy, killing at least 10 people, including 7 presidential guards. The explosion caused extensive damage, though the president was unharmed and continued his journey to a frontline town where Somali forces are battling Al-Shabab militants. The terrorist group has claimed responsibility for the attack, while President Mohamud has vowed that Somalia will not be intimidated by such acts of violence. At the Pentagon, a webpage detailing Jackie Robinson's military service was mistakenly removed as part of an effort to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion-related content. The page has since been restored, along with other historical military profiles, including those of the Tuskegee Airmen and the Navajo Code Talkers. The Department of Defense stated that the removal was unintentional and emphasized that it recognizes military figures for their service rather than immutable characteristics such as race or ethnicity. However, the move comes amid broader efforts by the Pentagon to eliminate DEI-related initiatives. In California, the state's expansion of publicly funded healthcare to all income-eligible immigrants has exceeded budget estimates, now projected to cost $9.5 billion, $3 billion more than expected. Rising enrollment and healthcare costs have contributed to the overrun, prompting Governor Gavin Newsom and lawmakers to consider spending cuts. Republicans argue that the program is unsustainable, particularly as California faces a budget shortfall. Meanwhile, Democrats maintain that the program is essential to protecting public health, despite concerns about federal Medicaid cuts. Harvard University has announced an expansion of its financial aid program, offering free tuition to students from families earning up to $200,000 per year. Beginning in the 2025-26 academic year, those from families making less than $100,000 annually will also receive full coverage for housing, food, health insurance, and travel expenses. Harvard estimates that 86% of middle-income U.S. students will now qualify for financial aid under the expanded program. The university has been increasing its income thresholds for full coverage over the years, eliminating loans from financial aid packages in 2007. A federal judge has temporarily blocked Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing Social Security Administration records. The court order requires Doge to delete personally identifiable data it has already collected. The ruling follows concerns from labor unions that Doge's access to sensitive data poses privacy risks. The decision has been celebrated by advocacy groups as a victory for working people and retirees. Finally, Attorney General Pamela Bondi has announced charges against 3 individuals for attacking Tesla properties using Molotov cocktails and firearms. One suspect allegedly threw 8 Molotov cocktails at a Tesla dealership in Oregon while armed with an AR-15 rifle. Another was arrested in Colorado for attempting to ignite Tesla vehicles using incendiary materials. Authorities have labeled the attacks as domestic terrorism, emphasizing that such acts will be met with severe legal consequences. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.